open the front door?
You looking for this door?
Hello. Yeah.
Okay.
Ever?
Ever. It should be the address. Reggie is my godson. No. I haven't seen Reggie in, I can't even remember that. Reggie was supposed to change that address.
I know he was supposed to change it.
Actually, from what Mr. Lionel Robinson said,
Yeah.
that his address was changed to Sacramento.
Lionel Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
His address was changed to Sacramento.
Hello. Yeah, we'll just want to talk to you. Have a good day.
This is serious.
How are you?
Whatever it is, okay. How are you? Scary.
No.
Huge. How the fuck is oh my God, I just don't wear this.
Not that scary, right? Hi, Ray.
How you doing, Chef?
Have a good night, huh?
See you later.
Ray, when you finish, come here. I want to ask you a question. Ooh, look at them. Ooh, gone.
23-year-old Asian boy.
First I want to say it was actually well put together. I thought it was, you could tell some time was put into it. I just want to bring us together because I don't know why I keep saying this, but we got to all work collaboratively together and make sure that we get that message amongst ourselves up at the top so that to our line staff can understand that we all in this together. Okay? So that's why I brought here. I brought Cheryl, asked Cheryl to come, asked Tina to come. She has some concerns. And so I just figured we should put it all on the table. She's not here. Cheryl, is she close?
She was, I think her daughter goes to school in Eddie, like in the Tenderloin, so she should be on her way.
So she'll be here shortly. So we can begin, Cheryl, you could begin, only wait till that piece comes, and then we can kind
Well,
of.
I mean, I can just begin from where
Yeah,
it's
right.
relevant to me, because I know Tina came to you, she came to me. And as fate would have it, I just recently talked to Kyle Peterson, who's like, he took some of Belinda Jeffries' jobs at Housing Authority, and he was asking questions about different things, and then some other stuff. So when she brought that, it just, and the scope of things, there have been a lot of different things outside of this piece that have been happening this week, just in terms of me having to do accountability and having to explain some things about what we're doing, what we're not doing. So when she brought that paper to me, and just to put it out there, I actually had to let Micah go this week, because part of what he was supposed to be doing was coordinating with you all and some other things that didn't happen. And I had been asking him for curriculum, what was happening on Monday nights, what was going on, what role was he playing, sign-in sheets, all that kind of stuff that I have to, if I'm paying Tina to do food, justify. And then also, if I'm saying that we're doing that, I have to have some proof that we're doing it. Otherwise, when it comes to get money, they're gonna say, you don't have anything that shows that you were actually doing that.
But Cheryl, can I just stop you? Tina's here, we just kind of got started. Tina, can you just kind of start, not over, but just give an overview so she can catch
Yeah,
up?
so I just, in terms of that, when she brought the paper, that, and she can explain that piece, how she got it or whatever, my initial response was, well, looking at that, that's nice, that's good, but my issue is that if we've been working together, one of the things is I never saw the curriculum, so actually it was one of the issues that I had conversations with my staff about on Monday. Then second was, if I'm telling Housing Authority that we are partnering with that, then it kind of came back like Bridget, the property manager, and David had that. Now, they had just talked to them. It's kind of like I'm saying that we are coordinating or collaborating at Plaza, and then they say to me, it kind of makes sense that they said, oh, we didn't have any idea that you were doing stuff or that you were supporting Plaza. So it kind of made it look like I had not been truthful, like I was trying to attach onto something that I wasn't. So my initial response to Tina was, well, I gotta pull back at this point, because I already am dealing with some staff issues around that. I already said that I didn't have the sign-in sheets, which I needed to get. I've been asking staff to get from Tina, which, I didn't have the curriculum, I didn't have all of that, and so I was kind of like, I gotta pull back till I can go back and clean up with the folks that I've been talking to saying that we're doing something, who are saying we don't have anything to prove that you're doing it. And so initially when I saw the partnerships, it was like, well, if David Moroff and Bridget are sharing this with Housing Authority, then no wonder Housing Authority doesn't believe that I'm partnering in what's going on. So my initial response was, stop and revamp.
Okay.
And so I told Tina, don't do any, because I'm already having problems just with London getting reimbursed for stuff. Don't do any more food till I get this cleaned up, because I gotta have some proof for what's going on.
Okay, first of all, I asked Rev about Micah, period. We never knew what his part is.
And he didn't either, so that's another separate kind of,
Okay,
so.
I've been asking Rev, because he calls me all the time and asks me how many boys was here, this and that, and I didn't know.
Right, and really his responsibility was to be partnering, to show up. He thought he was just supposed to be there on Mondays or feed back the information. So that's a whole nother misunderstanding. And then he said the nights that he came, that nobody was there. And so I was like, well, I'm hearing from Les and Tina that maybe you left before they actually came. And then, so they were just trying to get clarity around that, which didn't happen. So that's a whole separate other issue. But building up to all of that and not being able to get information from him. So then it was kind of like, well, if this exists, why didn't you have that, Micah, to give me back? Or why didn't we have, so, that's all separate. But at the same time, I'm feeling like I'm having to prove stuff. I don't have anything to prove it. And then I would assume that at least in some instances in terms of the Monday nights or things like that, that it would at least show some support.
Well, let me say this first of all, Cheryl Davis, that I know that Monday nights was a collaboration between us, and I just know that Mo Magic is a Western Addition agency, so I didn't think that, it was necessary really, I guess, because all this stuff the Monday nights, it just started with us.
Right.
Just doing it. So I just knew that we had that partnership regardless. When we went and talked to the manager, she said that I would like to see some other things going on. All these partnerships, the only partnership that we got collaborating is Ellie Lodge right now.
Okay.
The YMCA, I just drafted up a letter to Sheena Davis and asked her to sit down. Nobody's in here, everybody at this table is getting paid but me and Leslie right now. I just started with Ellie Lodge. Nikki's a professor, volunteering her time to do a GED class. We thought that the education piece, to do an after-school program right there at Plaza East, we ain't got to run it. Brother James ain't got to run it. Nobody has to run it. We just want to make sure that those kids down there are getting a proper education. Out of all those young men that we got to meet, they all felon. They all are felon. They all are going to the safe haven, not getting the education. So our main thing was to make sure that we even thought about having Monique as, the paid staff there to run the program, since she was kind of doing it once Marquez and them had to leave. So it's not about us as the Asian Brothers for Change at all. We just thought that this outline was going to help support the families in Plaza East. And since everybody else has been running down there, getting paid, running off with the money and stuff, we coming down there volunteer and put some stuff in place. Whereas if the residents get paid, let them get paid. I've been saying that for the longest at every meeting. Let the residents take on their own responsibility. That's what I said after Marquez got kicked out. Let them take it back over. Let them run their programs. So it's not about Brothers of Change. It's about helping these families in the Western Addition. And we thought that there can be a pilot program we always talked about at Plaza East, where we're showing partnership, where we're going up there and supporting that community. They got so much violence and stuff going on out there that they need our help. Like I said, we got over, I think, 10 young men, and they all are felon. That's unexcusable. We need to be at the schools. We need to be at Safe Haven. Figure out what they just went up there, now they going up there playing basketball. You ain't gonna keep playing that basketball if you don't have your homework done and all this stuff. So it's time out for the games that's being played, and I don't get paid by SFGov. I didn't run down there to Kyle or nobody. I went and talked to the manager. She actually said that CRN said they came in there and they was doing Monday nights. So it's not, so
But
that's
no,
my
again,
point.
so just let me be clear, this is not about credit, this is about the idea that there are funds that are being expended and I gotta justify it.
Right.
And so beyond what's going on with you all, my staff didn't do that part of it.
Right.
So now I gotta be able to backtrack it.
Right.
And my only concern was, it let me pull back, because at this point I don't have, whatever's been given to Tina will tell you that's a personal check. I haven't gotten the money back
Right.
for that. And I'm not gonna be able to get the money back for that. Y'all know through the CMS system until I can document a lot of that.
Right.
And so my only concern was that now I know that Housing Authority is looking at plugging back into some of the stuff that we had before that was lost because of the glitches before. If they sense that there is some confusion around whatever, so my concern was, let me make sure, let's pull back, because I don't know what's going on. And I don't want to be telling them one thing and they're hearing something different from Bridget or whoever, and then they feel like it's a whole nother repeat of what was there before.
Sure, can I ask one? When you say me, are you speaking of the safety network or More Magic or both?
In terms of safety network, and Eris and I have been talking about that contract because the city kept making mid-year cuts. The safety network grant, I've had to resubmit the contract several times. It started out as 37, then it went to 30, then it went to 25, then it went to like 22. I don't even know what it is now. So they have slowly been chopping away. That is going to be something separate that's divvied up between different groups so that, whatever Brothers for Change wants to do with that piece of it and whoever, but it was to tap into already what's existing. In terms of what was happening on Monday nights, we were using that from outreach money that was coming from the convener grant.
No, my question was, when you say we, are you meaning More Magic, or are you meaning safety, or are you meaning both? I mean, to be inclusive, I'm asking.
In terms of we.
In terms of inclusion, being inclusive in this whole process, will it be More Magic and Safety Network?
Well, technically, it's kind of like whenever you get a different grant. It's all still Ellie Hill Hutch, no matter what the
Right.
grant is called. So whether it's for out of school time or this particular grant happens to be called Safety Network.
But it's Mo Magic.
But it's still Mo
Okay,
Magic.
that's what I'm,
It's like Mo Magic is the convener, Mo
got
Magic
it.
would be Safety Network, but
I got it. That makes sense.
For me, this is how I felt. I felt that you went behind the tenant association's back. When you first came to the tenant association, we went through the eviction stuff and all that stuff together. We had conversations. Then we turned around, we had conversations about the Monday group. I know that what's his name, he wasn't there all the time, but I was always enforcing that. Let's get the contracts done. Let's go meet with the parents. You know, this been since October. You know, and then we screaming about, you know, kids and they learning and stuff. You know, and I felt that you had went behind my back. As I was talking to you, I think like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks about, Quest called me about Wednesdays. And I said, well, since they do have the money and they already have a curriculum
Who's
for
they?
a workshop, CRN,
Okay.
you know, why not plug them in to the thing like on Mondays, because the boys were supposed to be getting a stipend. That never came true because all the step work and stuff that was supposed to be done wasn't done. I felt that you had went behind my back. I felt that you had disrespected our board by bringing this to Bridget, and I felt that, and I told Bridget, and I told, what's his name, I told them that they disrespected our board, and he was telling me, oh, I said, well, no, it's not, because this is stuff that I was told by Belinda Jeffries, and I also was told by Kimberly, Denise Kimball. And I just felt that, you know, it was stuff, I mean, I see you every day, we talk.
Well, let me say
But
this.
but I know you're not trying to cut me off, but wait, I'm just trying to say something. I just feel that you see me every day, and, you know, like a week and a half ago, I'm talking to you about CRN, instead of you just saying, well, Tina, look, I'm sort of boom, 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 you know, we gonna do this or do that, you know, because whatever supposed to be coming up to our complex is supposed to come to our board. And then we're supposed to bring it to the tenant association. That's what I was told when I had my training. My training for the tenant association.
It's open, it's not
And then
locked.
for this board, you know, when I looked at the collaborations and, you know, I see the Y, I see Ellen Hill Hatch. These are all people that we were already affiliated with. When stuff got bad, everybody took off and ran. The only person that stayed around that we could contact and get stuff was from Cheryl. There was even times when I came and told you I had to set up with Belinda Jeffries. Go sign the contract for we can have the back room. I constantly stayed on you in the summer about that. That didn't appear. So to me, it felt that, you know, everybody was just like, you know, just walking over the tenant association. It's not like I wasn't trying. I feel that, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I have, you know, I put into Plaza, and I feel that when, and not just me now, my board too, because I had a conversation with them yesterday, my board too, that, you know, when this came up, that you should have been able to come to us as a board and talk to us.
Okay,
I mean, it wouldn't have
so
been a
what you
problem.
saying, bottom line, what you saying is, anything we try to do in Plaza East, we gotta run it past the board?
It's supposed to come through the board. It's supposed to be took it to the board, and then it's supposed to be took it to the tenant. That's when we have our tenant meeting.
But the tenants association don't have nothing to do with the youngsters around there.
Yes, we do. I'm the president.
You team, but we don't, nobody in the projects but 2 or 3 people.
But
try to
we
help us with
the ones that say what we want in our complex. Ever since I've been
Who do
here.
they say this to?
Huh?
They're not, nobody's
People
trying to
talk
help
to
us do
me
anything.
when it was about the boys group. All the boys was running up and down the street. When they gonna do the boys group again? When they gonna do this? I asked Cheryl. Then she was saying, well, I got some of them I'm gonna work out with Aries. But that was taking a while to come through. Then it finally came through. And then I opened the door. Then
Okay, how can we justify all this without us all sitting here going through all the motions?
No,
How can we?
You know what, listen,
can we
I gotta say something. I'm like you, I wanna fast track it, but I do wanna hear Harris, because he wanna respond to that.
Okay.
So
Let's
let's,
go get my grandson.
Okay.
But I just wanted to
but at the
say,
end of the day, before you go, and I want to say this, but before you go, I'll just say this. Well, I'm happy that you are one of the people that you have been supporting Harris and doing the real work.
I ain't going nowhere.
I know that, but my point is, what you gotta understand, this is what I'm fighting for right now at the table is, just like Cheryl said, I wanted her in here for this, is that she bring Micah here, who's not a stakeholder, right? Here you are doing the work, but she paying him.
Right.
So what needs to be put on the table is, why couldn't you get that money?
It's a whole lot of things.
I'm just talking about, my point is, because where I am is, and it's not about me, I just think the stakeholders here need to be compensated for it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Because I know, sure, I'm glad you came back in. I was telling Les because he had to go. I said, it's good. I'm kind of happy that, actually, I'm happy things that came, because I try to look at the glass as being half full. I'm happy that it came to where it is now so we can address some issues. And I was telling him that I'm not only very proud of him, but I really care enough about him to know that he's a stakeholder, Les that is.
Right.
And so, so now that we know Micah is not there, maybe here's somebody else that you can replace Micah.
Well, you gotta understand the city, when you cut somebody now, it's gone.
I know, but I'm just speaking in the sense of, I'm not talking about the money that's gone, or, yeah, I'm speaking in the sense of, this is why we should, when we collaborate, I just feel like when we put things together, stakeholders are the ones that need to start being kind of compensated for, because what's happening is, the people who really care, the stakeholders, they doing all this work, and they're not able to buy no milk for their family. So if I could do anything to do that, that's what I'm gonna shoot for. So you'll know that. Even if I don't know how, but I'm just letting you know that's where it is. I think it's important that you continue doing the real work, and I don't want to discourage you in any kind of way not to do that.
Oh, I ain't going nowhere, no matter if I get paid or not.
Okay.
I'm still here, man. This brother brought me in this, and I like what I'm doing because I got kids out there.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get my grandson. Can I give you a call?
So you wanted to say something earlier?
Yeah, you know, I'm not really about what I do and everything else, but a couple of years ago, I think it was a young man that was murdered down there, and we the one that went down there knocking on doors and got you elected as president of the tenant association, and got talking to Tina, and got an association actually running. When you guys were being evicted, we ran down there and got lawyers and everybody down there for you guys. So I thought that immediately just anything that we had was just like, okay, somebody's real down here trying to do something. I mean, and I've been going through this for 9 years. Brothers Change been going through this for 9 years. When you get ready to put something real down, do some work, it's always a problem. It ain't a problem when nobody not doing the work. It's a problem when somebody want to do the work. I've been having this problem with King Garvey. They told me I shouldn't even be up there doing nothing. When I had the scout program, they told me to go home. This is a problem that's been going on. When somebody doing the work in this community, it seems like it's a problem. When ain't no work being done, it ain't no problem. That's the problem I've been facing.
Ain't no problem from the standpoint of what? Because it is a problem. When the work is not done, we losing lives.
Right, but see, that's the problem though.
But you know what? That's not the issue. Yes, y'all did come down there when people was getting murdered, and I asked y'all when I was with the Black African American, what's it called? We went community police. We went down there. We knocked on doors. We stand up. I think we had some jackets that Kevin had got us, and we walked around, and the people they was like, you know, wow, who was them? Because they was white, I think, and they was impressed of us coming through there.
But see,
Wait a minute.
I don't want to get off track here. I have another meeting to go to, so I can't sit here and talk about what happened 15 years ago. I'm sorry.
But just to say, you said you thought it was okay, but I'm just saying, if we had that relationship, it should have been no problem to say, hey, Tina, what's...
Hey, Tina or Hey, Tina Association?
He could have said, hey, Tina, could you get your board together?
Right.
You could have ran it by me.
Right.
Then I could have got the board together. I would have said, well, let me get the board together to see what we think about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You know, I felt that, you know, it was like it was just something. I mean, this is just not the first time. I mean, this has been done a couple of times. Not with just this, different organizations. Brothers Against Guns. I mean, Elliot Hatch.
Elliot, don't, wait, hold on, stop.
But
stop,
no, I mean,
stop.
it's the same thing.
No, stop.
It's a constantly thing.
Stop.
It's the same thing, though,
Tina,
Howard.
stop.
But I'm not gonna bite my tongue.
Tina,
when I'm
Tina,
speaking
stop,
the real.
stop,
That's
stop.
something
You're not
I'm
speaking the real right now.
I am speaking the
No, because
real.
let me explain something to you. Let me
I am speaking the real. I'm not gonna bite my tongue for nobody.
Okay, let me
And
say
I'm gonna
this.
stop doing it.
Okay, let me say this right here. First of all, don't put Ellie Hill Hutch in that conversation, because I'm gonna tell you, Ellie Hill Hutch went up there because you came down here for us to help, and that's all we did. Don't put us in that
Okay,
conversation.
when?
Tina, I'm not gonna
You
go back
sent
and
a
forth.
person up there twice,
Tina,
2 times?
at the end of the day, I'm here for this. Because I'm not gonna write into that. You're not speaking the real about Ellie Hill Hutch.
I know, that's.
You can say that, but that
I'm
ain't the
speaking
real.
my real.
The bottom line is
That
this.
wasn't the only time I came and asked you for help, Howard.
Hey, listen, bottom line is this. This is what I'm bringing to the table, what I'm proposing for myself.
And I'm just saying, because you sitting up there saying, oh, well, don't put Elliot Hutch. I came to you when you first became director. Before you even became director, those boys was out there. Howard, what did you
Tina,
know?
I got your point.
Could you help?
Tina,
You know, so
we got your
don't
point.
go with that. And how
We got
long
your
you
point.
been in and you still ain't helped?
Tina, we got your point.
Reached out or nothing?
We got your point.
Come on, man.
I ain't reached out to nothing. We did reach out to you.
When did you reach out?
Tina, I'm not gonna
When
argue
did
with
you reach out since you've been assistant director?
Bottom line is this, brother Eric.
Come on, man.
This is my thing. I'm not gonna get into no argument with
You don't
Tina.
have to get no argument,
Right,
but I'm gonna tell you the real.
You ain't telling
Think
me
about
the
it.
real.
Think about it.
You're not telling
Think
the real.
about it.
Okay. So the bottom line is this. Since Cheryl is one that could we just include Magic in this?
No, you're not gonna have to write the whole thing over.
Tina, you can't, Tina, I'm not
The
talking
whole
to you
thing,
right now.
well,
Because you
I'm
can't
saying-
tell nobody what to do. That's your problem right there. You can't even tell people what to do.
Well, we'll see if the doors be open.
It don't have to be open. Because as far as I'm concerned, we don't have to have nothing there.
Good.
Okay, you can have it all by yourself. Tina.
Good.
You do all the work.
You wasn't
Only-
coming there first.
Okay, well then fine.
Since you've been assistant director,
So
you
my
ain't came up
point
here.
is this.
But let
And
me,
before you became
is-
assistant director, you gave a lot of promises.
Can
you didn't do.
Magic,
but let me just cut you off, sorry. That's not relevant. For me, it's the staff thing going. I'm not saying necessarily this, I'm saying I had to say, hold up, we gotta regroup. I have to look at what's been happening, what I thought was happening. And again, same thing like Les just was saying, there were staff issues on my part that didn't happen.
and I'm glad it came out. Yeah, this is good.
So no, I mean, that I already knew. This just was like, okay, hold up, because I gotta make sure that the message we sending is the same.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
That's all
And
I'm
that's why-
saying.
and that's why that's my
because
point.
Ultimately, you know, like I said, there's a lot of different layers for me. It's not just this paper. And understanding, like you mentioned, city government. Okay, Magic is ultimately under the public defender's office. And so there are all these report backs. And with Jeff being first off an elected position, second with his position of being an attorney, he looks at things very differently than lay
Right.
people do.
Right.
And so I'm under a lot more scrutiny than an average organization would be, because you got somebody that's elected, so he's already always double checking what he has going to make sure that it adds up. And then second, it's an attorney who's used to going through things and